up, guys? Real quick before this video starts, this video I actually filmed with an intention of it to be posted last week, but then, of course, the infamous Hi-Ho Kids video came out, and I had to react to that like as soon as possible. So I delayed the other video. So in the other video, I don't mention anything about last week's video, which hit 1,000 views within the first week, which is absolutely incredible. Thank you guys so much for all the support on that video. If you haven't seen it, I'll link it in the description and in the comments. Go watch it and share it with your friends. It's by far like my most popular video that I've done. So just be aware of that. Yeah, enjoy the video. Hi everybody, I am Keaton. This is Kid Catholic Season 5, Episode 16, and how has everyone's new year been so far? Mine has been incredible. Please let me know down in the comments down below. Now, before we get into this week's video, I just want to let you guys know, if you follow my Instagram, then you would know that I recently went on a trip to Tennessee. And when I was there, I got to meet up with Brad Shapizi, an absolutely incredible fellow Catholic YouTuber. He does absolutely amazing videos. I will leave a link to his channel in the description. And so I want you guys to go over there, give him some support, give him some love, make sure you subscribe to his channel and keep up to date with his videos. So yeah, this is going to be a very good video to show some of your friends and family. It is proof of the Holy Spirit, so let's get into it. Before I talk about the proof of the Holy Spirit, I wanted to talk about what we Catholics, what we theologically believe about the Holy Spirit. We know that he is the third person of the Blessed Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Something else to note about him is that he is the author of the Bible, because he invoked through the physical authors of the Bible in order to tell them what to write down. Camera battery died. Sorry, restart. So to start off, I want to start off with some biblical proof of the Holy Spirit. Then we'll get into proof of how he is working in our lives today. So I want to start with Genesis 1:2, at the time of creation. Now there are some different translation. This translation that I have in my hand, and the earth was without form or shape, with darkness over the abyss, and a mighty wind sweeping over the waters. However, in other translations, it does say, and the Spirit sweeping over the waters, the Holy Spirit. That's what the other translations tell. So we do know that the Holy Spirit was around at the time of creation. Now in Acts 2:4, and they were filled with the Holy Spirit and began to speak in different tongues, as the Spirit enabled them to proclaim. So right here it is talking about Pentecost. Now I will get more thoroughly into Pentecost later, so I won't explain it too much, but basically this takes place after the ascension, with the apostles and Mary in the upper room. He's sort of like our sword for the salvation of man. He's sort of like our weapon. You know, it's what the Father gives us in order to be able to handle life, in order to reach it to heaven. He gives us strength and faith. He gives us help in general, and whatever it might be we're doing. Next we have 2 Corinthians 3, verses 17 through 18. All of us, gazing with the unveiled face on the glory of the Lord, are being transformed into the same image from glory to glory, as from the Lord, who is the Spirit. So not only do we know that the Spirit was around at the time of Jesus because of Pentecost and the time of creation, we also know that the Holy Spirit is God. It tells us it right here in the Bible. So now we know that he existed in the times of the Bible, but I wanted to get into some proof of how he existed in our lives today. Something that I want to talk about my own experience, because the Holy Spirit, you can ask the Holy Spirit to help you, and the Holy Spirit will help you be more energetic about your faith, want to do more about your faith, or if you're going through a hard time, strengthen your faith in God, and you can feel it. You can feel the Holy Spirit working in you. I want to give an example of myself. I was giving a talk in Okarchi. Shout out to you guys. It was absolutely incredible giving a talk there. It was actually just my last time that I gave a talk over there. It was awesome to get to see you guys. And fun fact, that's actually the home parish of Blessed Stanley Rother, if you've heard of him. Most of you are watching this in Oklahoma. I have a large audience in Oklahoma. I got to speak there, which is awesome. Anyway, back to the video. Sorry, I keep getting distracted. Sorry. While I was there, I had like this entire talk planned out, right? I wrote an outline, and I was up there, and all of a sudden something hit me like that. I was talking about how we should love others, we should love our neighbor as ourselves, because if we love God, then we should also love our neighbor. Like, you can't not love your neighbor and love God. And an example that I gave that came to me all of a sudden to these kids was, imagine if your best friend, because God should be our best friend, imagine if your best friend built a Lego tower, right? He built a ton of them. He built a ton of Lego towers. Would you go over and destroy them? Would you go over and be mean and hurt the Lego towers? No, you wouldn't, because those are your best friend's creation, right? You wouldn't hurt your best friend's creation. That's equivalent to loving God and God being your best friend. Sorry, I'm doing a whole nother theological topic. Anyway, yeah, I said that, and it came to me all of a sudden, and I'm not saying this like, oh, the Holy Spirit invokes through me the whole time, I'm so amazing, I'm so awesome. Absolutely not. I'm just giving you an example of an experience in my life where it has happened to me, and you can feel it all of a sudden, the words that come out of your mouth that you don't even do. If anything, I'm the opposite of bragging, because I'm saying that like that wasn't me, that was the Holy Spirit, and it came all of a sudden. The Holy Spirit does invoke in us throughout the day. Another thing that the Holy Spirit does for us is faith. It brings us faith. It strengthens our faith tremendously, and through the sacrament of confirmation, it does also, which I am receiving the sacrament of confirmation in February, which is going to be absolutely incredible. Anyway, especially through the sacrament of confirmation, if you're watching this and you're about to go through it, or you just went through it, or you're an adult and you went through it several years ago, the Holy Spirit especially strengthens us through that. Like I said, the Holy Spirit can be a very powerful sort of, the best word I can think of is weapon, but it's not violent, so it's not like a weapon. But it's sort of a weapon, sort of a defense against Satan, against what is going on in today's society. Because I've made a video on today's society, and it's pretty bad. I think we know that. Today's society isn't great, and it's getting worse by the second. But the Holy Spirit can help us with that. The Holy Spirit came to the apostles at Pentecost, which I will talk about a little bit later, more thoroughly later. But he came at Pentecost, and since the apostles were the ones who wrote that down through the Holy Spirit, like I said, and they died for that. They died for that belief, not only the belief of Jesus' resurrection, but they died for the belief of Pentecost, of what happened there. Not only that, but what happened at Pentecost, which again I'll get into more later, is Peter came out and spoke to the people, and he spoke in tongues, and everybody heard him. Everybody in the audience, they heard Peter speak. Even though they all spoke different languages, they still heard him speak all in their own language. And those people who heard that actually witnessed it, and will tell, I almost said will tell you, they won't tell you because they're not still with us, but we do know that they actually experienced that. They experienced it too. It wasn't something that the apostles made up. The Holy Spirit was present there. The Holy Spirit was present there 2,000 years ago, and the Holy Spirit is present with us today. Now, it is kind of sad though, because the Holy Spirit does get made fun of a lot, by outside the Catholic world. The Holy Spirit gets made fun of. Jokes, it gets made fun of on this website called YouTube. We need to change that, because we have to thank the Holy Spirit, love him so much for everything that he does for us. He is of vital importance, and we need to sort of change people's view on him, because they view the Holy Spirit as a joke, right? People outside the Catholic world, not all of them, but a lot of them do, right? And we need to change that. Now, I have given you my account of the Holy Spirit working in my life. But any of you watching this, have you ever felt the Holy Spirit work throughout your life? Like, you said something or you did something that you thought you could never do, but it was absolutely incredible because the Holy Spirit helped you with it. Has that ever happened to you? I want to know. Please tell me your story in the comments down below. I will reply to your guys's, and hey, who knows, I might share some on my channel at the end of the video next week. So, now that the topic is done, do you guys know what it's time for now? It's time for
the Saint of the Week!
Now, today's Saint of the Week is one who I've done on this channel a couple times. I think I've done him more than twice. He's a saint that everybody knows, Saint Peter. Except this Saint of the Week is going to be a little bit different than a eulogy, right? Because a lot of times I explain the saint's stories, explain the moral of their stories. I've done him before, so what I really wanted to do here is tell his story of the Holy Spirit invoking him, known as Pentecost. Now, it's not just his story. It's shared with the other apostles and Mary. So after Jesus' ascension, they were in the upper room when the Holy Spirit came down on them This image is pictured with fire above their heads, with flames above their heads. The Holy Spirit came down on them. And like I said, Peter went out to the people. The people were looking up at the upper room, and he spoke in tongues, and he preached, and he gave them a sermon. And what I liked, Peter is the first pope, right? I really love this moment, because when I read it in the Bible, when I hear about it, I think of the Pope today. The Pope coming out, right? When I was in the Vatican, I got to be a part of the papal audience. The Pope came out and looked at us, looked at the audience, and started talking to us, right? Now, he didn't speak in tongues, which would be awesome, but I sort of think of it like that moment, like the first sermon by the Pope, when he comes out on the balcony and stands in front of the people, and everybody can understand him. The Apostle St. Peter, the Holy Spirit came down upon them. Anyway, I just absolutely love this story about St. Peter. He then went out and spoke among the people. He did a ton of evangelization work, and when he went to Rome to evangelize, he was hung on a cross upside down because he refused to be hung the same way as Jesus, which I absolutely love that every time too. To hang him on the cross upside down is just absolutely brilliant. But I really want to emphasize the story of Pentecost, because it's really one of the first experiences the early Christians have of the Holy Spirit coming through them and aiding them, strengthening them, because they were lost, and then the Holy Spirit came to them, reassured them, and they knew God is still with us. He's with us through the Eucharist. He's watching us right now, and now the Holy Spirit is with us as well. The Holy Spirit is God too, third person of the Blessed Trinity, but you know what I mean. So we need to look to the apostles. We need to look to St. Peter for the Holy Spirit to invoke in us. We can pray to the Holy Spirit. We can pray through St. Peter and the saints, right? Because we don't worship the saints. We don't pray to them. The Holy Spirit is very present, and we just need to open our doors to him. We need to let him in, because we can't close him out. We can't not want his strength. We need his strength in whatever we're doing, whether it's strength in faith, whether it's strength in family, whether it's my experience and an action that you do that you didn't know you could. Whatever it might be, we need to allow the Holy Spirit to come in, and we need to ask him to help us. Now, real quickly, before you click off this video, I want to let you know you can go to kidcatholic.com, click pages, go to contact me, and you can email me about comments that you have, or if you want to book me for a speaking engagement, you can email me through there, or you can go ahead and email me just straight up at kidcatholic1@gmail.com. Also, don't forget about Brad Shapizzi's channel, link in description. Also, if you're not already, please subscribe, help support this channel. I post videos weekly every single Tuesday, so turn the notification bell on also, because just because you're subscribed doesn't mean you'll be notified and you'll be aware when I upload. Also, please make sure to share this video, make sure to share this channel with your friends and family, and let others know about Kid Catholic. I have 3 social medias, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. The link to all 3 of those will be in the description and in the comments below. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you all next week, and hi Brielle!